Unscripted.
You know, while so many people were running with a doom and gloom narrative when it comes to what was going on lately with the PlayStation, when you actually sit and read and kind of take it in and don't jump to conclusions with it, what Sony's doing shouldn't really come as much of a surprise because we've heard about some of this stuff for a long time now. And honestly, it just makes business sense, folks. I hate to say that because it sounds so like casual and sounds so sort of blunt, but just the way Microsoft is very much business oriented, okay? The moves that they make are all business oriented, right? They want to push the cloud. They want to push cloud streaming. They want to push cloud gaming. This stuff is all about making money. They wouldn't even be in the console business, Xbox quote-unquote business anymore right now if it weren't for them being able to sell this to you as a service. If that ever fails, they will be gone in a New York minute, and you can take that to the bank and cash that check, and it's going to cash every single time. Now, with that being said, PlayStation, right? They're absolutely destroying it. They're doing things that we never thought they'd do. We all kind of miss Sean Layden. We miss that kind of, human touch, that feel that they actually gave a crap about the gamers. Now we kind of have this situation with Jim Ryan, who's much more of a businessman and kind of hard-nosed or whatever, and you have Herman Hulst kind of running the studios and stuff like that, and a lot of people don't like his approach. We'll have to see how this works out, but again, just the way that Microsoft was a business, put their games on PC, put their games on as many things as possible. Sony doing the same thing, not day and date, but putting stuff on PC, trying to stretch out a little bit from what they're doing. They're doing stuff that is business related. Now, the thing is Sony has an incredible amount of goodwill built up throughout years within the industry and with gamers alike. And so we see that. And the thing that sucks about this is they're losing a lot of that goodwill that they've earned, right? So they had a ton of goodwill with the PS2, and you want to know how fast they dropped it? Boom, PS3 comes out, $599. Not only that, but they make fun of Nintendo for using gimmicks. Then they go and use a gimmick in their controller themselves. Even funnier, they tell you to go get a second job to be able to afford their console. And then even to top that off, they don't have any games for us to play for a while on that PS3. Okay, we fast forward. They end up in second place, but lose so much money along the way and so much market share that did it really matter? I don't really think it did. I think that even though they ended up technically second place, they might as well have been third place for all the money and market share that they lost. So they scraped together and they even said, if the PS4 was a failure, maybe they're not even in the gaming industry anymore. Thankfully, Microsoft shot themselves in the foot, and Sony took every opportunity to kind of turn that into a positive PlayStation thing. They were literally there at every turn to make everything that Microsoft did look even worse. And that's sort of what Microsoft is doing to Sony right now. But I do want to say, not everything is as bad as it seems. Not everything is as bleak as it seems. And I want to get into that and kind of break down something that I actually liked that what PlayStation is doing, and I wanted to talk about that. So let's go ahead and get started. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. If you guys are looking for a way to help out a little small rebuilding channel like mine, the best way to do it is a simple like, as it helps out tremendously, and it means a lot to me personally. So you can never doubt that. When I say it, I mean it. I'm very appreciative of all of you and so thankful. Take a minute to consider subscribing. At the very least, you could possibly hit the bell so you're notified of all the stuff. Hit the like button. That's really all I need. Please. Shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. I think that you guys are absolutely fantastic as well. And I love the feedback that you guys give me and all that kind of stuff. It really does just mean everything to me, and I'm very appreciative. So thank you guys. With that being said, let's get started. Let's have some fun. Let's kind of knock it out of the park, and and just kind of do that. And you know what I mean. And I think that what I want to talk about is something that a lot of people maybe kind of glossed over. So, according to this, Sony reportedly has shifted focus to larger AAA projects, no longer wants to develop the smaller stuff. Now, there's always going to be that smaller stuff, right? But why risk it yourself when there's a lot of indies and double A's and other companies that are willing to do the smaller stuff as well for you, and you could get that stuff basically for free, and then you can focus more on the big AAA bangers that you're known for and that people buy your console for. Very interesting as well. Multi-million-dollar projects at larger studios like Naughty Dog, Sony Interactive Entertainment, Santa Monica Studios, Guerrilla Games, Insomniac Games. They seem to be the priority, and I love that, right? Like, let's see how this plays out. Let's not condemn everything that they do just because it sounds bad on the outside. I agree with you that Days Gone should get a sequel, but let's not totally discount everything that they're talking about. Days Gone was a AAA banger. For whatever reason, it doesn't seem like it's going to get a sequel, but they are still going to make a new AAA IP. Sony's obviously seen massive success in the industry over the last decade with its first-party output. The likes of The Last of Us, Uncharted, God of War, and Horizon Zero Dawn in particular have enjoyed widespread critical and commercial success, and it's become abundantly clear that Sony's first-party developers now have a template that they follow for their releases. In a new report by Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, more light has been shed on that, and apparently it's a lot more than just a template. It seems to be a focused drive coming from the higher-ups at PlayStation. According to Schreier's report, not only has Sony shifted its development focus to prioritize blockbuster AAA releases from the studios, such as Guerrilla Games, Naughty Dog, and Sony Santa Monica Studios, those games can cost tens of millions of dollars, but their success proves to be well worth the investment. That, however, has come at a cost, with the report explaining that Sony is no longer greenlighting smaller, more experimental projects at all, with their full focus being on, these bigger type of games and things like that, and again, this is going to be something that a lot of people are going to point to and go, well, how's that good? Listen, look at how we're getting things. Like, I mean, they're not saying they're never going to do anything, in that space, but focus on the bigger aspect of things. I think makes the most sense for them, just because that's what most people are looking for with these new consoles. You want these new experiences. You want these things. Obviously, the recent closure of Sony Japan Studio, kind of a restructure really though, is an example of that. Last year's Dreams, Schreier points out, was a game with immersive and for everybody. It had a ton of potential, and its widespread positive reception would tell you that as well, but fell by the wayside thanks to a clear lack of marketing focus by Sony, though it's worth mentioning that Sony does seem to be investing more heavily into Media Molecule right now. What's more, it seems even a Days Gone sequel was canceled as a result of Sony wanting to focus on the sure shot successes. It's so weird though, because Days Gone was a success, and that's like the main thing that I don't understand with this, right? Like, in this report, they're like, well, Sony wants to focus on the sure shot things, and but Days Gone did over 5 million units, and the only reason why it scored poorly was because Sony failed to get reviewers a day one patch. So they were reviewing a broken game. The day one patch came and it fixed like all the big problems. That game would have been an 80 plus meta and sold 5 plus million had Sony not done that. So I don't blame Bend. I blame Sony. And also, you look at Media Molecule, it's a fact that they're investing heavily more into them, despite the fact that Dreams wasn't a huge success. So who do you believe at this particular point? And they did downsize the studio, but they're still going to make Astrobot, which I don't look at that as like a huge big budget thing, you know what I mean? So again, we have to look at these things and just kind of say, well, what's real and what's not, what's been exacerbated. So Sony's fixation on AAA projects has also apparently caused some unrest at many first-party studios, including Bend Studio, who were initially assigned to work on the new Uncharted project under Naughty Dog's supervision. Many at the studio who were unhappy with the arrangement ended up leaving, and the studio was eventually taken off the project, and now seems to be working on a new game. In the same report, Schreier also talked about a remake of The Last of Us, which is in development at Naughty Dog, with Sony's Visual Arts Service Group in San Diego having started out as lead developers before being relegated to a support studio. So again, you had Sony Bend, who did a hit of themselves with Days Gone. Their first, I felt like they should add a little more leeway, but they come out with Days Gone, which I felt like was a really good game. And Then you split them into two teams, basically supporting Naughty Dog, and then they were worried that they might get kind of eaten by Naughty Dog, which is a very real concern. And so they want to do their own thing, and then thankfully they get that. But, you know, had that game been done poorly, you know, they probably would have closed down Bend Studios. It did well, and they still don't get to do a sequel, but at least they get to do another AAA game. So we'll see how this works out. But I'm going to link this, and you guys can check it out. Read through this. Let me know what you think. Are we missing stuff here or what? You know, like, I think people are kind of maybe overreacting. I think that, honestly, what we're seeing is good stuff from Sony. And, like, this is, we should maybe relax and see how this plays out before getting too bent out of shape. Let me know what you think. Thank you very, very much. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.